Back in 2006, the new internet technology that was all the rage was Macromedia Flash. Flash sites were everywhere. Major corporations were using Flash on their homepages. Photographers were building entire portfolios in Flash. For those of us at Walt Disney Studios, they were building entire games and web applications inside of Flash and selling monthly memberships so guests could play these online games. ActionScript was a special scripting language exclusive to Flash that allowed for all kinds of programming and features to be implemented into the animations. Shortly thereafter, Adobe purchased Flash from Macromedia, and Adobe pushed Flash even harder. Now today, 13 years later, not only has Flash all but vanished, but Adobe has stopped supporting it altogether. Why? What happened to Flash? What made it die? Well, as cool as Flash was, it had a number of huge drawbacks. Number one, it was proprietary to Adobe. It wasn't officially supported as part of the HTML standard, and it wasn't natively supported by any web browser. Number two, because it wasn't supported, it required users download a special plugin for their browser. Adobe was constantly updating this plugin, which required users to download upgrades all the time. Number three, ActionScript was very difficult to learn. It was vaguely like JavaScript and C#, but wasn't really based on any other type of language. Number four, Flash was notorious for having memory leaks and causing browsers and sometimes a whole computer to crash. Number five, Flash had a lot of issues with hacking and vulnerability, and security fixes were constantly being released. And number six, Flash websites had to download files onto your browser before it could run. So sites with particularly large Flash plugins took a long time to load on a web page. Sometimes it could take a minute or two just to view the content, so users grew impatient with waiting and would leave the website. So all of those factors contributed to Flash losing popularity and vanishing. Now, personally, I never learned much about Flash because I was well aware of all those problems. That is why I always get so skeptical of the latest and greatest hip new thing in internet technology. Just because something is popular and immensely successful doesn't mean it's going to last. Flash turned out to be a novelty more than anything. People grew bored with the fad. There were too many disadvantages for the users, and as a result, the technology slowly began to disappear. And it's a shame to see it go. You know, there were some really creative people doing really impressive things with Flash. Heck, like I said, at Walt Disney Studios, we built an entire business around Flash games. But when the guests no longer find value in what you're doing, it is time to evolve and move on to something they will appreciate. Because remember, kids, the world owes you nothing until you create things of value.